Good morning, Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. Hello to all of you out there, wherever you may be within the sound of my voice. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind, yeah, stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Singing and praying with my mind, yeah. Stayed on spirit. I'm singing and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Singing and praying with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Woke up this morning with my mind, sing it with me, stayed on spirit, sing it. Woke up this morning with my mind, yeah, stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind, yeah, stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks to our wonderful musicians, Kenneth Cozy Arrington and Deb Santa Maria and associates. And welcome to the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, where we teach spiritual principles and practices that nourish us, uplift us, and celebrate our oneness with all of life. And a special welcome to those of you joining us for the very first time. We're so glad that you're here in the sanctuary with us. Please raise your hands, and one of our ushers will bring you a welcome packet. Also, a big welcome to everyone who is joining us on YouTube Live. Make sure you sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can learn about the fun things that we have to offer here at the Oakland Center. Let's take a moment to bless our children wherever they are. We honor all of our youth and children in our community and the world. We love you. We see you, your Spirit's gift to us. Thank you for being in our lives, and so it is. Today, we're pleased to have Reverend Geri speak to us on the topic of naturally divine. Our new Minister Search Committee is pleased to announce that they've received 4 highly qualified, experienced, and exciting applicants for our open pulpit position. Senior Minister. The new Minister Search Committee has completed its interviews with all 4 applicants who have been passed on to the Board of Trustee for interviews. At this time, the board has interviewed 2 of the 4 applicants, with 2 more to interview this week. Once the board has completed the interviews, they will confer with the new Minister Search Committee. The goal is to have 2 of the 3 candidates to present to the congregation, and we are on track to do that. Co-ministers are considered 1 candidate. We will begin presenting candidates to the congregation on September 18th and 25th, the last 2 Sundays in September, and then continuing into October. Both the Board of Trustees and the new Minister Search Committee are pleased and overjoyed with the high caliber of each applicant's character, abilities, capabilities, and personality. Each applicant has their own unique style that is stellar, along with being faith-encouraging and guided by science of mind principles. You're in for a treat. This coming Wednesday, August 31st, practitioner Christopher Brown will address the question, is suffering optional? Meditation is at 6:30, and the service is at 7 via Zoom. Would you like more money in your life? Join Rev. Rasherlyn McCreary, a New Thought minister, for Manifest More Money, a 5-week Thursday evenings class starting September the 1st. 50% of the $149 class fee and investment in yourself comes back to the center. Support yourself while supporting your spiritual community. Details and registration are on the events page. Visit the bookstore after service on Sundays. Lots of new products and new books for your enjoyment, and everything is 40% off in August. For details of upcoming events, workshops, and classes, please go to the Thursday Village News at oaklandcsl.org, the welcome table in the courtyard, and follow the rotating slideshow before and after service. Now, please read along with me as we read our vision and mission statement. The vision of the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living is to joyfully reveal the love and oneness of God. We are a welcoming and inclusive spiritual community dedicated to individual transformation and collective growth. Our purpose is to love, inspire, and serve our community and the world through education, music, prayer, and play. And as always, for information on all that's going on at your Oakland Center, visit our website, www.oaklandcsl.org, and sign up for the weekly newsletter, the Thursday Village News. And don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for special updates and content that you'll only find by subscribing to OCSL.
And I'm so honored to be with you this weekend. And I'm saying hello to all the live streamers and to everyone. I'm getting signs from the back of the room. Oh. Sorry. Okay. You don't want to be on my team in charades, what can I say? Okay. All right. So, first of all, we're going to focus on the qualities of the minister that we want to bring in. And this is super important in this time while everyone is making their final decisions on who these two candidates should be. So just sit for a minute, and from the PowerPoint is what came through during the visionings. And you can pick one of those qualities or one of your own. And let's just take a minute to focus in on that. So we're just knowing as we call forth these qualities in our new minister, we also embody them in ourselves. And that it truly is their divine nature that shows up. So we're just blessing that process, and there is a copy of the covenant in the front of your seat if you want to refer to that or look at that at any time. So, the readings for today. The first reading is from Ernest Holmes. Life waits upon man's discovery of natural laws, his discovery of himself, and his discovery of his relationship to the great whole. That's the first reading. And the second reading, love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. And that's the Dalai Lama. So, take a moment and just breathe that in as we go into prayer. We just begin there with love and compassion. They are necessities. They are the divine essence of spirit, of God, of the one, of the universe. And knowing that love and compassion and peace and truth and equity is who Spirit is, I know that that is who I am. And I know that I am the I am. I know that I am inseparable from this good. And I know that to be true for each and every person in this room, each and every person on live stream, each and every person on the planet. I know that they too are inseparable from their divine nature. That if we truly know and believe that God is that love, we know that for ourselves and for each and every person in the world. So I know that we take that in, and I know that this time is truly just an opening. It's truly just a time that we have chosen to say yes to Spirit, to say yes to sitting and listening and opening up and embodying the word that will be spoken through our beloved Reverend Geri. I know that she comes to this pulpit clear and clean and ready for God to express through her all that there is to be known today. And I know that that happens through the hands of our tech team, through the brilliance of our fierce musicians, through Kenneth's golden voice. I know that we are surrounded with reminders of the love and compassion that we are. So we breathe into that. We breathe into that and know that we anchor that. And as we do, we just are grateful. We just are so grateful for each and every breath that we have one more yes from God. And so we live into it. And for this, I am grateful. And I just release my word, truly knowing that it is done. And so it is. And now, Mr. Kenneth Cozy Arrington, along with the fierce Deb Santa Maria.
One, two, there you go. Deb Santa Maria, Rob Hart, Daryl Broadnax. Deb Santa Maria. All right. Rolling river God, little stones are smooth, only after water passes through. And so I am a stone, rough and I'm grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer might be this one: you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Sometimes raging wild, and sometimes swollen high. Never have I ever known this river dry. The deepest part of you, Lord, is where I want to stay. Oh, until I find the rough edges melt away. And when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer might be this one: you might pick me up and notice that I am. Lord, I'm not the same as I used to be. You might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hands, rolling river God. You know, little smooth, little stones are smooth. Only after a wall the passes through.
Rob, Daryl, Deb, Cozy, beautiful. Thank you so much for gracing us this morning with such beautiful, creative energy. Amazing. Hi, everyone. I'm Reverend Geri. It's so good to see you all. And hello, live streamers. And a special hello to our live streamers who are streaming from the social hall as they're working in the kitchen to prepare our barbecue for this afternoon. So, hi, worker bees. We love you. Oh, my. Wow. That music was so beautiful. So today is Sunday, the 28th of August, the end of August already, yes? Oh boy, where did it go? And Living Everyday Wonder is our theme for the year, and nature's been our theme for the month. And there's been a lot of wonderful speakers this month, speaking to nature specifically, and our oneness with all of nature, with all of life. But today's topic is naturally divine, so today's topic is going to take a little bit more of a scientific approach to nature. So are you in? Yeah. I guess you are. You're all sitting here ready to go. Oh, it's good to see everyone. And it's really good to see some people I haven't seen in a long, long time. There's Fred and Donna Branneman, who were married here a while back, huh? Colleen Runge, oh my gosh, my school counselor from high school. So good to see you. Really is a treat. And good to see everyone. We are blessed today. So, you know, this month's theme has been about exploring and deepening our connection with God as everything and everyone on this amazing living planet. So we're all interconnected. There's really no separation. We live on Earth, and we are living as one, in harmony, with the planet, with nature, with all living beings. And I say harmony because that's our goal, to have peace and harmony with all of life, yes? Yeah. So, if we truly believe that God is all there is, then let us live in the way that reflects that truth, okay? Let us move from just saying those words to understanding how the truth shows up in our lives, how we show up in life to the world. It's an important daily practice for us to be very present. And I love what you spoke of in the song about, or was it in the reading, one of the readings about compassion and love? It was the Thich Nhat Hanh reading, or Dalai Lama, excuse me. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. So true, yes. I'd like for all of us to embrace that understanding right now. So, you know, we've had an amazing month of speakers. We had Reverend Catherine just last week, and here she is today. Good to see you. She delivered a profound talk. It was vulnerable and transparent, and just such a blessing to us on Sunday. And it really got me thinking. It got me thinking, as I hope it did all of you who were here, who have watched it on YouTube, about how we are impacted by world events related to our spirituality, how the world events affect us and how we act upon them, and how spiritual can we be, you know? So we have challenges, and those challenges are to grow us and to support us in this life's journey. So thank you, Reverend Catherine. That was a fabulous talk. And then we had so many other amazing speakers. We had Reverend David Allen Young, who did a great workshop, Lisa Ferraro, who did a workshop, and they too can be found on our YouTube channel. And I want to mention that because, you know, if you miss a Sunday service, you can always still check in. How about Wednesday Sat Song? I don't know how many of you are attending our Wednesday service, which is also on YouTube, but we had some amazing speakers this month. Zoe DeMuro started us off with talking about nature and sustainability and how we can connect more deeply with nature. And Teresa Gardner, who's here today, Earth Force Report for Duty, she really gave us a lovely talk that reminds us of our presence in unity with all of life. Being present to all of life. The energy of the trees and nature. Have you hugged a tree lately? Huh? You can feel the energy for sure. Honoring nature and informing us, how it's informing us all the time, nature is. So that was lovely, Teresa. And then we had Gabriella, Amy, and Freya, who shared a Wednesday service with us, working towards sustainability. They are the loving stewards of Mother Earth. And so that was also another fabulous service. And Judith Roberts just last week honored us and she shared her experiences of the topic, of the nature topic as well. And it was very rich and got you thinking about how easily we can let nature slip by and not pay much attention, but it really does inform us. So we have had some great speakers. I'm just grateful for them. And today, I'd like to begin this talk with a message from the creative life, Eric Butterworth. Eric Butterworth says, "There are no duplicates in creation. Every snowflake, every blade of grass, every grain of sand, a unique design. In the same way, there has never been anyone, nor will there ever be anyone just like you. You are a unique expression of the creative energy of the universe, focused eternally on you. Yes, you are the divine original." Doesn't that feel good? You are the divine original. And the divine intent, active as you, has one desire: to express expansively and creatively its uniqueness as the perfect idea it is in infinite mind. This is your spiritual destiny. Ooh, that feels good, yes? Yeah. So my topic today, naturally divine, is going to be more related to the human experience. We've done a lot of nature work this month, but this is going to be a little bit more of a scientific approach. Today we will explore the wonder of nature as we look at the nature of humankind. Yeah. Humans are fascinating creatures, aren't we? We're intelligent, we're social, we're creative, we're capable, yet also unconscious, destructive, biased, and selfish. Well, we're religious scientists, so maybe not, huh? Let's hope not so much of that latter part. So do our genetics, this is the question, do our genetics determine our destiny? Or do we have a choice in how we turn out? Be with that a moment. Today we will explore what makes us tick and how to make the most of the gift of the human experience. So, The Science of Mind, 1938. Here's some words of wisdom from our founder, Ernest Holmes. There is that within every individual which partakes of the nature of the universal wholeness, and insofar as it operates, is God. That is the meaning of the word Emmanuel, the meaning of the word Christ. There is that within us which partakes of the nature of the divine being. And since it partakes of the nature of the divine being, we are divine. So the phrase human nature refers to the fundamental dispositions of and psychological characteristics that are shared by humankind, including ways of thinking, feeling, and acting. The term is often used to denote the essence of humankind or what it means to be human. This usage has proven to be controversial in that there is dispute as to whether such an essence actually exists. So here in religious science, in our teachings, what do we believe? We believe and teach that there is that within us which partakes of the nature of the divine being. Thus, we are also divine beings. This is an inherent quality in all of us. There's no separation here. This is an inherent quality in all of us, but it is not always acknowledged, felt, or consciously realized when we don't experience the demonstrations we seek. So let's talk a little bit about the demonstrations we seek. So we say our prayer, or we put an intention out, we say an affirmation, but nothing comes back to us. Why? Because oftentimes, I want it now. I don't want to wait. I want it right now. As humans, we must consciously engage in a spiritual practice of knowledge and truth-seeking, and consciously practice in our lives how does it look? What is it that I'm setting my intention for? How does it look? Be with it. Just embrace it. And have faith and trust in knowing, hey, the divine is always on the job, always. So, and intervention is always taking place in our life experience, okay? So we're always being guided and directed by this power and presence that's taking care of our earthly needs, whether we're not seeing the outcome of what we expect or not. It's about trusting the divine. So we have lots of ways to pray, meditate, be in faith, trust. How about loving kindness? That's a big one. That's a big daily practice, loving kindness. And as we meditate and pray and do our spiritual practice and we're loving and kind and compassionate, something is happening. It's setting the tone for our lives to be greater and grander than we can humanly expect. We just need to stop, look, and listen, all right? Sometimes we just race through life. But when we stop, look, and listen for that still small voice within, that still small voice that continually guides us, because it intuitively knows what is ours to do. So we should never question that still small voice. How many of us do it? How many of us question that voice? How many of us slip by and, don't even pay attention to that intuitive experience that we're getting? A demonstration's going to occur regardless. When you put your affirmation in motion, a demonstration is going to occur, but it's going to be a demonstration for your highest good. It may not look like what you're expecting. It may not be that red Ferrari, because that red Ferrari, you might not be able to pay to take care of it and the maintenance on it or whatever it is. Spirit's going to give you what is really the best and highest for you. A demonstration will occur regardless, but it will not be what we thought we wanted. So what is it that you want to demonstrate? What is it that you want to demonstrate? I mean, really demonstrate. We have to be honest with ourselves and open to Spirit's knowing. Yes? So let's just take a little moment right now to close your eyes if you're so wish to. And I'm going to ask you the question. What is it that you want to demonstrate? Think about something you want to demonstrate. I mean, really demonstrate. Again, remember, we have to be honest with ourselves and open to Spirit's knowing. So do you have it? You have something you want to demonstrate? Okay. Can you feel it? You see it? Can you taste it? Let it manifest here and now. So breathe in and know that if you believe it is so, so it will be. Trust comes in here, and it may look different, again, like I said, than we expect. Can we trust Spirit to know the highest good, the best for us? It can be a challenge, yes? Boy, I see you're all really into this, so I don't want to wake you out of your affirmation and calling forth your demonstration. But I want to give you an example of, and you might have heard this story a little bit, bits and pieces, of how Spirit knows what's best when we trust. I'm a kidney donor, as many of you know. And my brother is the recipient of my kidney. However, a year or so before the surgery took place, I was very excited. I'm giving my kidney to my brother. This is such a gift, and this is so amazing, and he'll be free of dialysis and feeling better. And then I learned that my kidney wasn't the ideal kidney, and all of a sudden I got very possessive. What do you mean my kidney can't go to my brother? No way, that's just not going to happen. I got very possessive of my kidney. I knew right where I wanted it to go. Oh my gosh, was there a lesson in this for me? Because what I found out is that we were in a kidney transplant swap program. So there'd be 4 people, 2 donors and 2 recipients. So the search was on to find the right and perfect person for my kidney to go to, and to get the right and perfect kidney for George. Okay, Spirit, I'm going to let it go, because really, what really matters is that everybody's needs are met, correct? Well, about a couple weeks before the surgery, my recipient passed away. Yeah, which was sad. However, the doctors decided that my kidney was going to George. So that's exactly what happened. And he's been fine, probably has to take a little more rejection medication because of a little gene or a little something in there. But the bottom line is, it's funny when you think about setting an intention or really being excited about something and then it doesn't work out, and you release the whole idea that you need to hold on to it or grasp onto it and let Spirit take over. Lo and behold, it all worked out. So I use that as an example because it's a big example for me, and I know we all have lots of them, and I'm just grateful it all worked out the way it did. Whew. I'm sorry for the person who made his transition, but we know how that goes too, you know, and that we are all here by divine appointment, and we are all here to live this human experience, and we do our work here on this earthly plane, and then we move on, and so that's just how life goes. I just last week, one of my business partners made his transition, and that was another intuition. He lives in Rockland, which is up out of Sacramento, and I really wanted to see him because we've been together for 40 years, and he was kind of retiring, you know, getting up there in age and drifting away from the office so much, but he was still ingrained in us as family, like our spiritual family here, our business family there. And something told me go. A week ago Friday, something told me drive up there and go see Cliff. And I was thinking of reasons why I could wait till the next week, but I did it. And I'm so grateful I did it because he made his transition the following Friday, this last Friday. So when we listen to that still small voice, it really is informing us all the time. All the time. So I just encourage us to, you know, to pay attention and to listen and know that Spirit's got us always. So, if you believe it is so, so will it be. And it may look totally different than what we expect. But we can trust Spirit to know the highest for us. Always. So today's talk is going to be a little bit more about behavior, about the nature of humans, and about personality. So behavior refers to the way a person acts or reacts to other persons, situations, and their surroundings in general, yes? Behavior is how a person expresses himself or herself. It is most commonly believed that the behavioral complexity of an organism is correlated to the complexity of its nervous system. So here's where a little bit of the scientific stuff is coming in. Generally, organisms with more complex nervous systems have a greater capacity to learn new responses and thus adjust their behavior to suit their environment. Humans have complex nervous systems and should therefore have a greater capacity to learn new responses and adjust behavior, okay? So behavior is the computed response of the system of organisms to various stimuli and inputs, whether it's internal or external, conscious or subconscious, overt or covert, and voluntary or involuntary. That is to say, we behave differently based on the available criteria. So if something is potentially harmful, the first priority is to protect ourselves, yes? But if we believe we are safe, we are open to exploring new things. So we can live in fear or live in faith. That's our choice. The same holds true as we look at beliefs about ourselves and others. When an individual's basic needs are being met, he or she is open to exploring new possibilities. You know how that works in your own life experience, yes? So first, we must identify harm and protection, up-level our belief about ourselves and others, see the positive and don't focus on the negative, and explore new possibilities. That's not so hard to do, is it? A little bit, yeah, okay. What about the nature of humans? Let's talk about that a little bit. Different members of the same species have almost identical DNA. This is most interesting. For instance, the DNA in your genes is about 99.9% the same DNA of every other human being. That's where oneness comes in. You see it? So these common genetic structures means members of the same species are born with a variety of behaviors that come naturally to them, defining the characteristics of the species. These abilities and characteristics are known as instincts. We're talking about intuition, instincts, which are complex, inborn patterns of behavior that help ensure survival and reproduction. So with that being said, different animals have different instincts. We know this, yes. For example, birds build nests. Dogs are naturally loyal to their humans, or their caretakers, or their additional part. They're always an additional part of our family, so they're loyal to us and we're loyal to them. Humans instinctively learn to communicate and understand language. This is what we do as humans. But the strength or different traits and behaviors vary within our species. So, rabbits are naturally fearful, but some rabbits are more fearful than others. Some dogs are more loyal than others, and some humans learn to speak and write better than others. Okay? So these variances are determined by small differences in the genes. So we're talking about very small difference. Though we share 99.9% of our genetics with the rest of the species, we see vast differences among people with respect to sex, ethnicity, appearance, ability, and so forth. So personality. Now I'm going to give you a little bit later on, I'll tell you where you can look into a very wonderful informative documentary on all of this that I'm speaking about if you want to delve into it a little bit more. Or if you don't believe me. But personality, yes? Personality refers to an amalgamation of qualities and characteristics that defines a person. Scientists believe that personality is not determined by any single gene, but assumed to be determined by actions of many genes working together. So, for example, there is no IQ gene, right, that determines intelligence, and there is no good marriage partner gene that makes a person a particularly good spouse, right? So, even working together, genes are not so powerful that they can control or create our personality. Some genes increase certain characteristics, while others work to decrease the same characteristics. The complex relationship among the various genes, as well as a variety of environmental factors, produces the outcome that creates personality. Just because one possesses a given pattern of genes doesn't necessarily mean that a particular trait will develop. Some traits may only occur in certain environments. When we see children of artists or athletes that do not demonstrate or show interest in following their parents, that's one example. As religious scientists, we believe that there is one power and presence. Therefore, the individual personality is determined by what we believe about ourselves. Yes? So we can know what we believe about ourselves based on our vibrational energy and who we attract into our lives. Like attracts like, meaning two entities vibrating at the same frequency are pulled toward each other. And for me, this sums up why we are here at Oakland Center. Together, this is the scientific part of religious science that brings us together to practice these teachings. So speaking of practice, I strongly suggest you consider applying affirmations to your daily practice. If you haven't already, I'm sure many of you have, probably most of you have, because they're powerful. They're powerful tools. You know, like we did earlier, think of something you wish to manifest in your life. It might be a new job, it might be a healthier body, it might be a loving relationship, and write it down. 3 to 5 affirmations. If you write down 3 to 5, as if you already have the experience, not I want or I need, but I am embracing more love in my life. I am embracing wholeness and goodness. I am grateful that I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete. These type of affirmations. And if you start your day with them and you repeat them throughout the day and declare them, make them your own, guess what happens? You really feel better. Something starts to shift. You are shifting that energy so that you can have a greater experience of which you wish to experience. So I give you that as a little homework assignment. The other thing is that documentary I was telling you about. Excuse me. If you go to Netflix, it's called Human Nature. Just Human Nature. It's a blue cover, and it's a documentary, and I think that you would probably enjoy hearing more about all these scientific aspects that I've been speaking of. So, our beloved Ernest Holmes wrote the Declaration of Principles, also known as What We Believe. From the first issue of the Science of Mind magazine, published in 1927, and it's been in that magazine every year for the last 88 years. What we believe. The invitation is to read the Declaration of Principles out loud, listening to each sentence and noticing what resonates as true. Now, you may have been given a copy of What We Believe when you walked in, or you may have one, you may pick one up in the foyer when you go out. But please take it and read it. I was hopeful that we'd have time to read it together today, but I believe that our time is probably, we're getting short on time. So I'm going to have you take it with you. I will bring it to another future service so we can really embrace it. But if you can embrace it along the way, that would be fabulous. This is a streamlined version of it. We believe in the infinite goodness of spirit, in the spiritual nature of mind, body, heart, and soul, in divinity of all life, of all creation, that love is the greatest power, that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. God is inherent goodness in ourselves and others, that diversity is the nature of creation, that we have the power to change our lives and our world. So that's a streamlined version, and it is an amazing document. Okay. What's that?
Reader's Digest version. Reader's Digest.
Oh, the Reader's Digest version. Yeah, that's good. But it's powerful, and we should be embracing it. And I'd love for us to read it more frequently in our Sunday services. And I think we'll probably bring that forth soon. So, in closing, you have a choice. Because we also believe in humor here at Oakland Center. So you have a choice. You want to hear about white hair or bragging boys? White hair or bragging boys? White hair. I knew you'd say that. Why did I know that? White hair. One day, a little girl is sitting and watching her mother do the dishes at the kitchen sink. She suddenly notices that her mother has several strands of white hair sticking out in contrast to her brunette hair. She looks at her mother and inquisitively asks, "Why are some of your hairs white, Mom?" Her mother replied, "Well, every time you do something wrong and make me cry or unhappy, one of my hairs turns white." The little girl thought a moment. She thought about this revelation for a while and then asked, "Mama, how come all of Grandma's hairs are white?" So true. She got her back, didn't she? Oh my gosh. So thank you all for listening and being part of this scientific approach to our nature journey this month. So we're going to go within, and I'm realizing that, yes, we're going to go within right now. We're going to call forth our community prayer. So let us take a deep breath, a deep centering breath, As our practitioners and ministers stand, and as Dodie brings up our prayer box will be coming up shortly. Just breathing in that breath of love, that breath of compassion, that breath of kindness, that breath of goodness. Knowing that there is only one divine power and presence that is all-knowing, that is boundless, that is wise, that is infinite, that is everywhere present. There is no place where this power and presence is not. It is almighty and supreme and absolute and just resides with each of us, within each of us. And how good it is to know that we are one with all the magnificent qualities of God, the qualities of love and peace and harmony and joy and compassion and goodness and wholeness and abundance of this and so very much more. It's all ours. We are one. We are one with it. And just knowing for this month's nonprofit partner, the Go Abroad Foundation, which was created to support grassroots organizations around the world by generating financial support for community-based projects, contributing to the development of numerous nonprofit organizations and a variety of meaningful projects. And for our beloved planet, Mother Earth, gratitude for her beauty and resilience, and for our increasingly mindful stewardship of her. And for this particular month's topic of nature, which has helped us to even wrap ourselves around Mother Earth, supporting her, loving her, being kind to her, creating sustainability that is so critical and important. And we're blessing our youth and the youth of the world, knowing that they are guided by the loving mind and heart of Spirit. And blessing those in service who are creating a world who works for everyone. So breathing in right now that love, comfort, peace of mind, and healing for all those impacted by challenges of whatsoever form. I'm knowing for Christine Anderson, Angela P., Mon Osman P., and Ricky Abisla, wholeness, guidance, goodness. The loving arms of Spirit is wrapped around each and every one, as the loving arms of Spirit is wrapped around each and every prayer in our ministry of prayer box. God's got this. God's got this and so much more, as we trust and know the divine plan, the divine pattern that's always being made manifest for our highest good. And we're holding our beloved Eliza Young in our hearts as she continues to release her father. We're knowing peace of mind and peace of heart for her and her entire family, and knowing that her father has reached the port safely, that he is being embraced by the loving arms of Spirit. And I ask you now to go within to your own heart and call forth the name or names of those individuals who may be in need of a prayer, and place their names into the sacredness of this space. So as the names continue to be spoken, I am so grateful for our prayer this day, knowing that all prayer, once again, is answered prayer. Let us just trust and know that God's grace and love surrounds us and supports us. I'm so grateful for these words, for all the words spoken, knowing that our community here at Oakland Center is blessed, it is uplifted, it is thriving, and we are at peace. And I just let it go now. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Ashe. Thank you, Dodie. And it's not too late to put a prayer in the prayer box. If you have one that you'd like to place in there, our ministry of prayer is amazing. They pray over those prayers, and our practitioners do the same. Very powerful. And so what time is it? It's our conscious giving time. Yes, our conscious giving time. And there's so many ways to give here at Oakland Center. But before we talk about that, let us recite our giving affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies this offering. It blesses all that I am, all that I give, and all that I circulate. Thank you, love as me, and so it is. Thank you so much for your gifts. Some of us do auto tithing, makes it so smooth and easy, you don't even have to think about it. God's working all the time. If this is an abundant universe, and this is the simplified way, or you can put something in the envelope behind your chair. There's lots of ways to give. If you go to our website, it'll outline every way that you could possibly give, okay? So there's text to give, Zelle to give, donate button, all kinds of ways to give. And you know, when we give, we're giving to ourselves because we're stepping into that law of circulation, and we're knowing that this is truly an abundant universe, and we get to step into that goodness. With each gift that we give, with each kind and loving word that we speak, the way we show up, it's all part of that law of circulation. But for now, for the givingness, thank you all for supporting our community. And it feels really good to see you all here today, and I know that we continue to open wider and wider our expansion of visitors and members as this pandemic does whatever it's going to do. We won't go there. We're going to let it go, right? So don't forget your copy of What We Believe, and I think our musicians are going to come back and give us another treat, yes? Okay, yes.
How's everybody doing? It is so nice to see the sanctuary beginning to fill up once again. This is the most people I've seen in a while. It's a wonderful thing. The parking lot is full. Feed them and they will come. I've heard that something similar, something like build it, right? And they will come. All right, so what a wonderful world this is, isn't it, folks? Just a wonderful, wonderful world.
2, 3, 4.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I hear friends saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn so much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Ooh, yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Yes. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much, Daryl and Rob and Deb and Cozy. Amazing. They bring so much more than just a voice and music. You can feel their heart and soul. Yay, 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 God. All right, so thank you for everyone for attending today. As Cozy said, this is amazing. There's so many people. It's like old times. And it's great to see everyone. As you know, there will be practitioners available after in the back for prayer. We love to pray. Come celebrate with us, celebrate something good, or pray about something that's a challenge. Whatever it is, we're there for you. So come see us in the back of the room. And now our closing affirmation. If you can stand, I'll stand and repeat with me. I am of the divine being. My true nature is divine. So it is. Yes. So take that out into your world this week. Remember, you are the divine. And as you go out of the sanctuary, we just invite you to stop, obviously stay for the barbecue. And have a cup of tea or coffee or whatever while you're waiting. Get to know somebody, connect with somebody, rub elbows, knock elbows, whatever we do nowadays. And we'll see you next week.
Guess what, folks? God's got the whole world where? In his hands, right? I know you've heard this song before, so please do sing along wherever you may be. All right? God's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the whole wide world in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. She's got the whole world in her hand. They've got the whole world in their hands. They've got the whole wide world in their hands. They've got the whole world in their hands. They've got the whole world in their hands. They've got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the little bitty baby in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. She's got you and me, sister, in her hands. They've got you and me, brother, in their hands. They've got the whole world in their hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. She's got the whole wide world in her hands. They've got the whole world remember to love more, and judge less, folks. Peace and blessings.
I was hanging on. I'm gonna eat something.